At 20 months old, we saw a physiatrist who saw Cammy's hands in her mouth, and the first thing she asked us was, "Have you ever heard of Rett syndrome?" We said no, and when we looked at the description, we were pretty devastated. And 6 weeks later, a blood test confirmed that Cammy had Rett syndrome. And we grieved for a night, and then the next day we woke up and knew we had to fight back. And through early intervention is where we transitioned to Jefferson. It's pretty scary as a parent to send your child off to school, disability or not, but especially with a disability. I was very nervous because I didn't know if anyone else could take on those needs like I could or as well.
Throughout the Rett community, we've heard nightmares about IEP meetings, about teachers and therapists and aides not, putting the kid in the corner and just not believing they're capable of anything, and we've experienced the exact opposite of that.
The team has always believed in Cammy, and that's the biggest thing that we could hope for anyone working with Cammy, is just believing in her.
For me, was one of my biggest fears at the time of the diagnosis was whether she'd have friends. And she has, and everyone loves her in school. The first day when we dropped her off, we planned on staying for a little while, and within like 2 minutes, Oliver had come up to her and wouldn't leave her side. Shortly after, he invited her to her birthday party. Now 3+ years later, she's like best friends with him. We still hang out with their family. And that was, for me, a huge thing, worrying about her fitting in and how other kids would take to her.
Jefferson introduced us to a lot of other families that were like us. You feel pretty alone on this journey, and it's nice to meet other people who are on maybe not the same journey, but a similar journey, who understand your life even just a little bit. And Jefferson brought us together with other families. There are so many things that Cammy cannot do, like a typical kid. So we try to be positive and focus on things that Cammy can do, like any other kid. Anytime I would go visit, I was just continually impressed with that she was part of the classroom, that she was doing everything the other kids were doing, just a little differently, and they made that happen. A really cool thing for me to see was at the Veterans Day program, they let Cammy be the greeter. So on her Toby, she was greeting all the veterans and all the parents as they walked in. So that was really special for me, that she was a big part of that day.
I think that because she went to Jefferson and was there for 2+ years, and people saw that she was capable of things and believed in her, that they're able to talk to the next school and say, listen, I know she can read, I know she knows her numbers, her colors, things that a 5-year-old and 6-year-old should know.
At Jefferson, it wasn't only communication or education, she also received therapies there. Cammy first started at Jefferson, she could maybe weight bear and just stand for a couple minutes, and they worked really hard with her. She can walk assisted for a few steps, and it's pretty cool to see how far she's really come. It's very overwhelming when you get a diagnosis and you just really you're just kind of in a fog. And they told us how the transition would go, and they explained everything that Cammy would need and that Cammy would get. And they made her feel comfortable. We were told that to go in the meeting and let them fall in love with Cammy first, that you don't have to fight for anything, and that's exactly what happened.